So the Packers have come in and just made another move, signing a new cornerback. It just came out from Mike Garofalo in the past 20 or 30 minutes. He said the Packers are signing veteran cornerback Quinton Dunbar. Source says a veteran ad following Jaire Alexander to the IR. If you guys are new here, you want to see more Packers content, feel free to subscribe to the channel down below. I also just put out a video on my second channel, my NFL channel, sort of talking about the struggles the Chiefs have faced so far this season. So I'll leave a link to that video in the description down below. So I saw that about 30 minutes or an hour ago, it came out that the Packers were trying him out, and I was going to make a video on that, sort of talk about him, the Packers potentially signing him. But before I could even, make that video, the Packers came in here and signed him. I believe it's to the practice squad, but he could get elevated, anytime in the next week or so. Who knows if the Packers will do that. So it's definitely interesting to see the Packers coming in here and adding some depth, considering, we do have lots of injuries with Jaire Alexander already being on the IR, with the uncertainty of, how long he will be out, because even though right now he's on the short-term IR and could be back in the minimum of about 3 weeks, it could end up being longer because Matt LaFleur said earlier the Packers have to wait and see, the progress of his shoulder healing. So he could be out even longer than the next month or so. So it makes sense that the Packers are coming in and adding another cornerback to this team, a veteran cornerback in Quinton Dunbar. Also with the news yesterday that Kevin King has injured his shoulder. That made me wonder, are the Packers going to come in here and potentially add a cornerback just because when you have two of your, top cornerbacks go down, definitely leaves us weak in the secondary, and so I think it makes sense for the Packers to come in here and add another player to the secondary. So if we take a look at Quinton Dunbar, sort of how he's been, where he's been recently. So he played with the Washington Redskins from 2015 to 2019, ended up going to the Seahawks in 2020. He played in about 6 games that year for the Seahawks, but injured his knee in November, ended up having to get surgery in December of 2020, and missed the rest of the season for the Seahawks. And then this entire offseason, he's been bouncing around. He went from the Detroit Lions. He signed with them in April, was released, I think, August 12th, so before the season even started. And then more recently, he was signed by the Cardinals practice squad, and then with about a week after signing to the Cardinals practice squad, he was released on October 5th. So my question is, what caliber is he at this point? Considering he is a little bit older, he did have that knee surgery. My question is that affecting him? Can he still play at a high level? That's, I guess, the question that everyone, wants to know, and we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But if we take a look at his most recent playing time, the past 2 seasons, back in 2019 and 2020, 2019, he actually had a really, really good year. In that season, he only allowed a 56.9 passer rating. It was his highest grade of his career by PFF in 2019. Then in 2020, he didn't play as well. He allowed a 101.5 passer rating and then went down with that knee injury. So the question is, can he get back to how he was playing in 2019? Because the fact that the Lions let him go, as well as the Cardinals, makes me wonder, how good can he still be? Hopefully he comes to Green Bay and can rejuvenate his career here and get back to that high level. But it makes sense that a team like the Cardinals doesn't really need another cornerback. They have a really good secondary over there, and the Packers have been struggling with injuries. So it makes sense that the Packers want to come in here and add another cornerback to this group. So hopefully he can come in here and get back to how he used to be. That would be the best possible scenario for the Packers. But that's going to be all for this video. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.